Okay, so here we are, getting underway. GCS2 coverage. Hans versus ikab. This is a first round matchup. ikab are reasonably new to the scene. Does stream sometimes at a similar time to me. So I have run up against him a few times. And he does beat me, as you would expect. But he always plays very serious strategies, so curious to see how this one goes. He's been training hard for it. Up against Hans, of course, who we should all know by now, stalwart of the scene. Anyway, Hans is the US Forces, has heavy cavalry, airborne, and mechanized. And ikab, as OKW, has Luftwaffe ground forces, fortifications, and special operations. So we're actually seeing a Kubel here from ikab. Saw J for Jet have success with Kubel from the other spawn, but of course, this being a tournament match, fixed spawns axis are always going to spawn on the left. And I'm not sure if the Kubel is quite as good from the left hand spawn on this map as OKW. All is calm at the moment. Wiring off this door, try and limit access to that building, which is often used for harassment of that munitions point. Looks like Hans getting down a tank trap over here. Didn't get time to wire it off, unfortunately for him, but if he wants to come harass here, he'll be able to use that cover in the future. That's what it's all about. Oh, but this is trouble. ikab losing control of the building right outside his base. Looks like he is, you know, do win these long range engagements, but not so much that you could just fight this head to head, even with light cover. You would still most likely lose unless you get fortuitous RNG, so he's just going to play it cool. Hans doesn't want to charge out here with just a one squad, so he's going to run out with two and easily overwhelm here. And that's how you win an engagement convincingly. Instead of just, you know, trying a 1v1 fight. Maybe you win the engagement, maybe you lose, but your squad ends up down 3 models and then you're just in trouble. You have to reinforce it. It takes forever. It's going to lead to a lot more territory control for Hans, who is going for a 4th rifle. So we're not going to see any M20 action from him, that means. Okay, going for another Volksschmied here. Often when you see somebody go for a Kubel, they have one less Fox squad, but he's going for the full combo, and he's actually running that right onto the cutoff here. As long as Hans connects this munitions in time, though, he's actually going to reconnect the points now. If we open up the tactical map briefly, you can see he's connected through that central VP. So a lot of players often make this mistake, charging onto this cutoff, but it's not actually a cutoff when the other player has the munitions and the VP connected. Oh, but this is nasty. Huge blob from ikab, forcing away, and this could actually be a wipe on Hans' squad here. This is just so much firepower. Down it goes. Got out of the wrong side of the building as well there. If he jumped over here and then hopped over, maybe he could have gotten away. But this is a nasty blob. Look at this. He's just charging forwards. Hans only has one squad, and he better get that one out of there quickly as well. And he's just got to run that straight onto the cutoff. And that's the pressure you have, you know, when you go for the extra squad as well as the Kubel. It's just so much firepower early, and Hans is getting overwhelmed here. This is how the matchup goes. OKW versus USF. USF can struggle a little bit until they get their first officer out. In Hans' case, though, struggles are probably going to continue now that he's lost a rifle squad, even once the officer comes out. He's going for the captain as well, so it's not like he's going to be able to get out a 50 cal to put some suppression on this blob. He's going for the captain, so not going to have access to the machine gun without maybe dropping one in from airborne. Still not quite at 2 command points yet, so that's not going to be happening soon. Got a mine down here from ikab, nice stuff. He's putting another one down over there. Getting very mine happy. Hans rebuilding that squad of riflemen. It's gonna need it. Thought personally maybe he would wait. Just drop in a 50 cal. Wait until he's at 2 CPs, because he's not that far away now after this engagement. But he's going to go for another rifle squad instead. I think 50 cal, given how ikab played that last engagement, might be the stronger pick. But we'll see how the rifle squad gets on. Either way, ikab off to a great start. He's got double fuel connected right now. Hans is really struggling. He's making his way to the heavy cover position here though. He's got another squad coming around the side. Trying to get a bit of a flank cooking. ikab switches all his firepower to this squad. Two pioneers close in as well. Okay, behind the light cover, Hans closing in now, runs into the mines and takes so many model drops. These squads are suppressed now. Oh, and the stern pioneers go down for ikab though. Late retreat. That was a disaster. Just a needless loss there for him. So that could open the door for Hans once more to get back into this game. Because now if Hans gets an AT grenade off on this incoming looks, no repairs, it's going to put it out of commission for an extended period of time. Rebuilding the stern pioneers though. So even, yeah, that's not even going to matter really. Get enough manpower for it. Kubel has been, you know, around the flanks, capping up all the territory points, even this one way in the corner. It all counts. Oh, and there come the STGs. That's going to make these riflemen lose the engagements. Finally, Hans overwhelms ikab's position here. And he could actually lose one more squad here. This doesn't chase any further. And here comes the looks. Chasing away these squads from the north that we're doing a bit of capping up there. Hans is 10 fuel away from the Stuart, so he's just going to buy some time here. But he's only got one squad of riflemen at Vet 1 currently, which is unusual for this timing. You expect him to have a couple more. Squad not quite there. The squad all way off Vet 1. So he can't put a snare on this Panzer II. 50 cals though from the base actually did a bit of damage there. I kept going for a Panzerschreck. So probably preempting Hans's incoming Stuart. Wants to have a bit more anti-tank. Maybe he doesn't have the manpower spare at the moment for a Raketen, which is what you usually supplement your looks with. So he's gone for the Shrek, not a bad idea. Stuart in production now for Hans. So he's just got to weather this storm from the looks a little bit longer. So of course winning those head-to-head fights between these two light tanks quite handily. It's much better penetration and armor. Oh, looks, what was he... I mean the Kubel rather, what was he doing with this? It was an offering to the RNG gods, I suppose. Looks picking off some kills here. Up to 6 now. And he's actually doubling down on the light vehicles, going for a Puma as well. We have seen a bit of a resurgence in the light vehicle meta in the last couple months. Hans is indeed dropping him the 50 cal as well. Going for airborne. 50 cal, you know, when it does activate the armor piercing rounds, pretty good against both the Puma and the looks. And even without the armor piercing rounds, still quite effective against the Puma. So that could help swing an engagement, a crucial one. Straight away though, Shrek connects long range on the Stuart. One misses. Suppression comes in from the 50 cal. Looks wants to force that away. He's popping the shell shock. But remember, this no longer stuns, just as a vision block and main gun disabled. Here comes the Puma. He's baiting Hans to stick around for quite an extended period of time there. Stuart needs one more shot to kill. Not going to get it. Puma also needs one more shot to kill. Puma has 50 range. Oh, and he picks it long range. Ikab just keeping this in the fight, baiting the Stuart to stick around for his Puma to come in and get the killing blow. Daring play, and it comes good for him. And now Hans is on death's door. Lost his Stuart, nowhere near enough fuel for another one. His opponent still got both of his light vehicles. He's got no territory. Triple cap running. Hans is in big trouble here. ICAB getting off to a cracking start to the tournament. Did use Valiant Assault there briefly. I'm not entirely sure why. Hans did lose his captain. Maybe that was why he activated it. Chase down the captain. Oh, and this looks... doesn't even need to repair it to full, just bring it in to do some health damage here. Trying to avoid the AT grenade. And is successful. Boom out the back being repaired. We've got to get rid of the engine damage. And now ICAB bringing in a second Panzer II. This is going to seal the deal against Hans. Saw a similar strategy from J for Jet on this very map. Hans is going to need to buy an anti-tank gun. He can't just afford to keep chucking units like running infantry squads at tanks, hoping to get an AT grenade off to slow them down. He needs an AT gun to force these back. And he's just getting pegged in his base here. This is a disaster. Oh, he did get close enough for an AT grenade that time. And so did that one. ICAB's micro let himself down. It is very hard to control 3 light vehicles at once. And this is where having the Shrek upgrade starts to become a problem. Doesn't get the repair speed upgrade on these Stern Pioneers. So repairs on all 3 of these are going to be a little bit slow. Hans is now building the AT gun. Kind of just sitting in his base. Because, I mean, at the moment, charging out, it's going to be met by stiff resistance. Needs to perhaps come out all at once with a full strength army. And ICAB bringing up his tech truck. Is he going to try to put an ultimate disrespect? Oh my god, he's going for a Ford battle group right beside Hans's cutoff here. Daring play again from him. He's setting up shop. He himself probably needs a 50 cal as well, but a little bit of suppression will go a long way. Or maybe another Stern Pioneer to speed up the repairs. Hans on the back of this AT gun starting to get aggressive, trying to push out, but ICAB's got so many sandbag positions. No mortar for Hans, so he's going to have trouble dislodging the squads from there. Fusion squad jumps in, have a look around. Then one being brought up. It's a shot in on the Puma, and these light vehicles. Oh, I didn't even notice. Hans put one of those light AT mines on this entrance to his base. Oh, could this be all kill? Oh, killing blow hits the tractor. Looks gets away, but ICAB is struggling for repairs on all his light vehicles. He put his mechanized truck way in the back, so can't really effectively use the repair pioneers even if he upgraded them. Perhaps he should have positioned it a little bit more forwards. Oh, and the Look's charging in here, going after the M1. And he goes down to his second AT grenade before he get around the corner. So I kept getting a little bit sloppy there. He's been taking a little bit too much damage on his light vehicles. I was now using the AT gun to try and knock down these sandbags. You know, at max range though, they're going to be quite inaccurate, but it's worth a shot. Some utility out of that AT gun. Ferma opens up now. Triple Cap has been running this whole time. Hans down to 160 VPs already. Some smoke coming in for ikab. All these squads were suppressed. Now it's starting to come out of suppression. It's retreat 1. But now they're out of suppression. They are shredding with their STG upgrades. Riflemen don't stand a chance. Hans continues to advance on the back of his M1. Just using attack ground close to max range there. Hans is stabilizing. Oh, but in comes a squad of Fallschirmjäger, and it looks being sent to the north as well. Hans attempting to slow down the VP drain, but ikab's not having a bar of it. Nice 50 cal usage there by Hans. And comes another round of smoke. Hopes that these squads will be able to escape. And in comes the Panzer II. Oh, Puma could go down here. Ooh, close call. Lux comes in as well. What is he doing with this? He's playing like a madman. So risky with these light vehicles. He's charging around. He's got the Valiant Assault activated, so these guys are running around with sprint. He's got round to the flank with his Stern Pioneer squad, but what's the point? It's only got a Shrek. Not going to be doing much damage to this infantry with that, and it looks like it's going to go down. They're starting to come unglued here for ikab. Having trouble keeping up the aggression against Hans, whose team weapon play seems to be quite strong. But still the triple cat's running. 81 VPs left for Hans, even though he's been having some good engagements here. I don't think it's going to be enough. It's just too little too late. Soft retreating back to his TIG structure so he can reinforce.
Pioneers reporting for duty.
Here comes Hans' army. He's got to make this push count. He's got to regain control of 2 VPs. And he's got to do it in record time. He's going to work on the tech structure. First things first. He's going to have trouble dealing with buildings. No flamethrowers, no mortars to dislodge the squads inside. See any squads to the south now? That's probably going to be the easiest one to capture. Still got a squad of Volkswagens up here protecting the north. And now we've got these ones heading to the south to block that advance. Hans has got such low health rifle squads. Never had time to make an ambulance. Or healing. And that's really hurting him right here.
The enemy is down to 25 points.
There goes the tech structure. But it's too late. So ikab coming through in game 1 with a very aggressive start, as I said. You had the Kubel and 4 Volkswagens. Very rare you see that into triple light vehicles. Very all in on the early game type strategy, but it worked like a charm. And we're going to have to go into game 2.